Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Becky Lynch is set to defend her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Nikki Bella at Clash in Paris. Lynch successfully retained the title against Lyra Valkyria in a last-chance no count-outs, no disqualification match earlier this month at SummerSlam. That said, she will now look to do the same this Sunday at the Premium Live event in France. After her victory at the biggest party of the summer, the man came out the following night on Raw to address what was next for her. However, she got interrupted by Nikki Bella, who came out for a confrontation. This led to a heated exchange between the veterans before the former Divas champion challenged Becky to a match for the Women's IC title. The bout was finally made official for Clash in Paris on the most recent episode of the Red Brand during a heated argument between Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. Nikki told Lynch that her name would never be as big as Bella's. Given this situation, plus the man taking a shot at the Hall of Famer a few weeks ago, fans are now questioning whether there is real-life tension between the veterans beyond scripted storylines. According to Natalia, the answer is yes. Speaking on Busted Open Radio, the Queen of Hearts revealed that she believes there is real tension between Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch. She further mentioned that Nikki has faced numerous challenges in her life and is channeling that emotion into her rivalry with Lynch. This could be true, especially now that it seems Becky's era has succeeded Nikki's Divas era. That said, it will be interesting to see who emerges victorious between the veterans this Sunday at Clash in Paris. While Becky Lynch will look to retain her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Nikki Bella at Clash in Paris, Brie Bella might return and cost Lynch in a shocking twist, helping her twin sister, Nikki, to win the gold. If this happens, it could lead to the reunion of the Bella twins and also intensify the feud between the veterans and Becky on Raw as part of a blockbuster storyline. While this angle might sound promising, it is also speculative, and nothing has been confirmed. Fans will have to wait and see the turn of events this Sunday at Clash in Paris. Becky Lynch has long been one of WWE's most talked about performers, not only for her in-ring ability and larger-than-life charisma, but also because she has a reputation for speaking her mind. Whether it was her meteoric rise during the Man era or her constant involvement in headline-grabbing feuds, Lynch has been no stranger to both admiration and controversy. Now, a fresh wave of speculation has emerged, with rumors pointing toward a potential real-life conflict between her and a WWE Hall of Famer. Reports, backstage whispers, and subtle interactions have begun fueling the narrative that something more than storyline tension could be brewing behind the curtain. The speculation began when fans noticed a pointed comment during a recent interview given by a WWE Hall of Famer, whose words many perceived as an indirect jab at Lynch. Without naming names, the legend hinted at how certain stars today put themselves above the business and forget that professional wrestling is about giving, not just taking. Wrestling social media immediately connected the dots, linking those comments to Becky Lynch, who has previously been described as fiercely protective of her position in WWE. Given her prominence, her influence in locker room decision-making, and her history of bold statements against both peers and management, fans assumed the criticism may have been directed at her. Further fueling speculation, Lynch recently delivered a fiery promo on television that many fans interpreted as blurring the lines between reality and storyline. She declared that she wasn't going to let anyone from the past or the present dictate her legacy, which some saw as a potential response to the Hall of Famer's remarks. The timing only added fuel to the fire, leaving the WWE Universe wondering whether they were witnessing a cleverly disguised storyline or genuine animosity leaking onto the screen. Behind the scenes, reports suggest Lynch has become increasingly vocal about her role in WWE creative. According to insiders, she has been advocating strongly for long-term storytelling that focuses on younger stars while still keeping herself at the forefront of marquee programs. Some veterans, however, reportedly feel that her influence over creative discussions has been overwhelming at times. The Hall of Famer in question known for their old-school perspective on the industry, may not fully agree with Lynch's modern outlook on the business. This philosophical clash between old-school mentality and modern-day WWE presentation might be the root of their rumored differences. Historically, real-life heat between wrestlers and legends is nothing new. WWE thrives on generational clashes, and the company often blurs reality and fiction to keep fans guessing. From Bret Hart's legitimate frustrations with Ric Flair in the 1990s to later disputes between stars like Goldberg and Chris Jericho, the industry has always been fertile, ground for disagreements between eras. Becky Lynch's rise to superstardom was built on breaking boundaries and refusing to conform, which naturally puts her on a collision course with those who believe in traditional hierarchies. Adding more intrigue, fans have noted that Lynch has not been featured in many nostalgic segments with legends in recent years, despite being one of WWE's biggest modern-day attractions. While her peers, such as Charlotte Flair or Bayley, have occasionally been paired with Hall of Famers in angles or promotional events, Lynch appears to have kept her distance. Some see this as a conscious choice, reinforcing the perception that she has no interest in playing second fiddle to stars of the past. The absence is now being re-examined in light of the rumored tension, with fans questioning whether this was a deliberate move by Lynch or a reflection of behind-the-scenes friction. Social media has played a massive role in amplifying the rumors. Fans on X, formerly Twitter, have engaged in heated debates, with some accusing the Hall of Famer of being out of touch and unnecessarily critical of Lynch's modern success, while others side with the veteran's perspective, arguing that Lynch sometimes blurs confidence with arrogance. Memes, side-by-side quotes, and speculative threads have gone viral, keeping the controversy alive in the online wrestling community. It is also important to consider WWE's history of capitalizing on real-life issues to enhance storylines. Triple H, now the head of creative, has often leaned into reality-based angles that blur the line between personal and professional. If the tension is real, there is a strong chance it could be incorporated into WWE programming, especially with the road to major events like WrestleMania or SummerSlam always needing big storylines. Becky Lynch feuding with a Hall of Famer, whether in person or through a proxy, would undoubtedly generate mainstream buzz, drawing in both casual fans and diehards who crave realism in their wrestling stories. Another factor is Becky Lynch's star power outside of WWE. She has become a crossover figure, appearing on talk shows, red carpets, and even dabbling in Hollywood projects. That level of exposure often creates resentment among purists who believe stars should remain rooted in wrestling. The Hall of Famer's comments about forgetting the business could have been aimed at this very aspect of Lynch's career, suggesting that her priorities are no longer aligned strictly with WWE. For Lynch, however, expanding beyond the ring has always been part of her brand, as she continues to position herself alongside names like The Rock and John Cena, who successfully balanced wrestling with outside ventures. It's worth noting that neither Lynch nor the Hall of Famer has publicly addressed the speculation directly. Silence, however, often speaks volumes in wrestling. The lack of denial keeps fans guessing and allows rumors to flourish. Whether intentional or not, the ambiguity ensures that the story remains relevant, with both Lynch and the Hall of Famer staying in the headlines. In many ways, this mirrors the playbook WWE has followed for decades. Use mystery, tension, and blurred lines to keep fans hooked. For now, the truth remains unclear. Are Becky Lynch and the Hall of Famer genuinely at odds, or are they both part of a carefully orchestrated build toward a blockbuster moment? Either way, the latest update has successfully reignited discussions about Lynch's place in wrestling history, her relationship with legends, and the ever-present clash between old-school values and modern-day stardom. With WWE always keeping an eye on what fans are talking about online, don't be surprised if this speculation leads to an on-screen confrontation that cements Becky Lynch's legacy even further. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.